Cubs fans, sit down, take a deep breath, because what I'm about to tell you is gonna shake you to your core and remind you exactly why loving this team feels like riding the world's most beautiful, heartbreaking roller coaster. Right now, as I'm writing this, our beloved Northsiders are staring down the barrel of a season that was supposed to be ours. We had dreams, didn't we? We had hope coursing through our veins like Lake Michigan wind in October. But reality? Reality just sucker punched us in the gut, and we're still trying to catch our breath. 3 stories have emerged from the last 48 hours that paint the perfect picture of where we stand. There's our ace who was supposed to anchor this rotation, now nursing an injury that has everyone holding their breath. There's that gut-wrenching loss at Wrigley that had us all throwing our hands up at the TV screen, watching another winnable game slip through our fingers like sand. And there's the harsh truth about where this magical season has taken us. Spoiler alert, it's not where any of us thought we'd be in August. But here's the thing about Cubs fans. We don't just watch baseball, we live it. Every swing, every pitch, every heartbreak becomes part of our DNA. So buckle up, because this ride is about to get emotional. Smash that like button if you're ready for the truth. Drop a comment if you're feeling this Cubs roller coaster. And hit subscribe, because we're in this together until the bitter end. The first punch to the gut came on a night that was supposed to be special. News 1, picture this. Wrigley Field under the lights. The kind of August evening that makes you fall in love with baseball all over again. But instead of magic, Cubs fans got served a heaping plate of frustration with a side of "are you kidding me" right now? Michael Saroka was supposed to be our deadline salvation. The guy we traded for to shore up a rotation that's been more fragile than a house of cards in a Chicago windstorm. It was his 28th birthday, his Cubs debut, and the baseball gods had the audacity to gift him the cruelest present imaginable. 2 innings, that's all we got. 2 innings! Before our newest ace started feeling that all too familiar shoulder discomfort that makes every Cubs fan's blood run cold. Because we've been here before, haven't we? We've watched promising arms turn into question marks faster than you can say Tommy John surgery. The man looked solid through those first 2 frames, only gave up Tyler Stephenson's solo shot, but then came that moment every Cubs fan has nightmares about. Saroka went to put a little extra heat on a fastball, and it grabbed him. Those 2 words sent shivers down the spine of every Cubs fan watching, because in baseball, when something grabs you, it usually means trouble with a capital T. Manager Craig Counsell's post-game comments didn't exactly inspire confidence either. We're going to have to wait to get more information before we know what we're dealing with. Translation? Nobody knows how bad this is, but it's bad enough to land him on the IL immediately. But wait, Cubs fans, the birthday boy's injury was just the opening act of a night that would test our collective sanity. If Saroka's injury was the setup, then what happened next was the punchline to a joke that nobody was laughing at. Because this is what separates Cubs fans from every other fan base in baseball. We don't just lose games, we lose them in ways that make you question the very fabric of the universe. Enter the Cincinnati Reds, playing spoiler at our house like uninvited guests who won't leave the party. This wasn't just any loss. This was a 3-2 heartbreaker that had all the classic Cubs signatures. Brilliant pitching performances wasted, clutch hits that fell just short, and replay reviews that went the wrong way at the worst possible time. Dansby Swanson tried to be our hero with a 2-run bomb that had Wrigley buzzing with that familiar electricity. For a moment, just a moment, it felt like maybe this was going to be one of those magical Cubs comeback stories we tell our grandchildren about. But then came the 7th inning. Oh, that cruel, brutal 7th inning that every Cubs fan will remember for all the wrong reasons. With 2 outs and the game tied, Swanson chopped a ball that looked like it might plate the winning run. The home crowd erupted. Willie Castro was racing home. Victory was within our grasp. Until it wasn't. The Reds challenged the call, and in the most Cubs way possible, replay showed that Swanson had missed first base. Missed first base! The inning was over, the rally was dead, and TJ Friel twisted a knife with a shallow blooper that brought home the game winner in a way that felt like watching your dreams die in slow motion. This is why being a Cubs fan isn't just about baseball. It's about character building. It's about learning to find hope in the darkest moments. And it's about accepting that sometimes the universe has a sick sense of humor. But even with all this heartbreak, the most brutal truth was still waiting to be revealed. Here's the part that's gonna hurt the most Cubs fans. Are you ready? Because this is where we talk about the elephant in the room that nobody wants to acknowledge, but everybody can feel lurking in every conversation about this season. This was supposed to be our year. Not maybe our year, not possibly our year, our year. We had the talent, we had the depth, we had everything lined up perfectly to cruise through the NL Central and make a legitimate World Series run. Instead, here we are on August 5th, staring at a season-low 3. 0 games back of Milwaukee, watching the Brewers go absolutely nuclear with a 43-16 record since June 1st, while we've managed a pedestrian 29-25. The second best record in baseball sounds pretty good, until you realize the best record belongs to the team in your division. It's like being valedictorian at every school except the one that matters. And you know what the most frustrating part is? This isn't just bad luck. Sure, we've had injuries to Justin Steele, Shohei Managa, Jamison Tylan, and now Saroka. But we've also caught breaks that we probably didn't deserve. Nobody saw an MVP caliber season from PCA coming. Carson Kelly and Reese McGuire have been revelations. Matthew Boyd has been borderline Cy Young material. The truth Cubs fans need to hear is this: we're not losing because of bad luck or circumstances beyond our control. We're losing because when it mattered most, at the deadline, in crucial games, in moments that define seasons, we didn't rise to the occasion. But here's what separates Cubs fans from everyone else in baseball. We don't quit. We don't walk away. We dig in deeper, we cheer louder, and we believe harder. Because that's who we are. So smash that like button if you're still all in on this Cubs team. Drop a comment about how you're feeling right now and subscribe, because we're going to ride this roller coaster together until the very last out of the very last game. The question isn't whether this Cubs season will break our hearts. The question is whether we'll let it break our spirit. And Cubs fans, we never let anything break our spirit. What do you think? Are we still destined for October magic? Or is this the year that teaches us to appreciate the journey instead of demanding the destination?